Speedrunning has been a community I have wanted to be a part of for a very long time. Tuning into GDQ events or watching videos of speedruns on YouTube have left me in awe in the amount of time, effort, and memorization put into a game. Some runs are so incredible that they have become some of my favorite moments in gaming history. Like the sheer amount of skill Abney317 showed off in his 3 out of 3 weather tanko in Mario Kart 64. Zalad1 in his unmatched memorization of Wii Punch-Out in his blindfolded run at GDQ, and Nicrovita providing some of the most precise Super Mario Odyssey gameplay, being the first human to beat it in just under an hour. These runners who pulled off incredible tricks in these very tough categories were the ones who have inspired me to make this series. But instead of dedicating my life to a game, how about just 1 week? Welcome to Breakrun. Today we'll be looking at a game that I've only played once in my life, one of the most influential speedrunning games of all time. I'm talking about Super Mario 64. Before we begin, let's go over some things to note about the Super Mario 64 speedrun. The game has 5 different speedrunning categories. They include 120 stars, which is the 100% category, where you collect all the stars in the game. 70 stars, which is the original amount of stars the developers wanted you to beat the game with. 16 stars is where you take Mips the Rabbit to clip through a door and bypass most of the game. And finally, the 1 and 0 star category. There is so much that goes into this category that I don't really want to go too in depth here. Just know that the tricks pulled off in this category are insanely difficult. Now, because this is my first time playing Mario 64, I don't really want to go for a trick that top runners who have played the game longer than I've been alive can only get sometimes. So this week, I'll be trying the 16-star category. Here are a list of skips and tricks that I'll be trying to complete. Lakitu skip. Once Mario pops out of the pipe, you run to the bridge and get stopped by Lakitu. But if you long jump on the edges of the bridge, you are able to completely skip the interaction, saving a couple of seconds. Bomb clip. This happens at the very first level of the game. You use a bomb here to clip through the gate to save you a few seconds. I have a strange feeling this is going to cost me a lot of runs. Mountain jump, when you get to jump off the mountain and land back on the lowest part. After this, you do some wall kicks and get up to the star. Slide skip. Now this skip requires you to jump off the slide and land back at the very bottom. But right before you land, you do a kick to remove all fall damage. Elevator clip. You fall down, let the elevator crush you, and you clip right through the floor. After this, you land right on top of the star. Mips clip. You use him to clip through the door that takes you to Dire Docks and obtain our last star. BLJ1. When you get through the last key door, you do what's called a backward long jump. Basically, you do a long jump, hold back, and just spam the A button as fast as you can. BLJ2. It's basically the exact same thing as BLJ1. It's just on the infinite staircase. Okay. Now that we have our skips in our route, let's get to the run. January 8th, 2020. I jumped right into runs this day, so let's take a look at what I did. I missed Lakitu skip on my first try, but that's okay. I stopped talking to him and then went into Bob-omb Battlefield for bomb clip. On the first run I did fail and die, but that's beside the point. I knew this was going to be one of the toughest tricks in the whole run, so I ended up skipping it for the time being and reset for the next run. Once again, I failed Lakitu skip, but ended up getting to the first star with a time of 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Now, you saw me ground pound when I grabbed the star. If you get the timing on the ground pound, you actually fall to the ground faster when collecting the star. Now, it's not really that important when you first start running the game, but this was really good practice for when I did get a little bit faster. After the star, I ran to the other side of the castle and went into Womp's Fortress. The first star we are going to do here is called Shoot into the Wild Blue. A cool trick you can use to get the star is by side flipping off the side of this wall here. I've never been good at inputting side flips in any Mario games, so when I got to this star, I just hoped I got lucky. After a little bit of luck, I was able to get up and I collected this star at a time of 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Now as we go up to fight the Womp King, you can see me grab onto this tree. Grabbing the tree is a lot faster than having to walk all the way around the mountain, so I just kept doing this and it ended up working. Now when you get to this pillar here, you could do the silly kick strat. Here I do a triple jump, but forget about that part. All I knew about the trick was that you just had to do kicks and it would work. Now it turns out that's not how you do it, but more about that in a future episode. I ended up spending a minute and a half doing this trick and screwing it up and heading to the teleporter instead. And after I climbed up the rest of the mountain, it was time to fight the Womp King. And this is where a really funny trick takes place. When he goes to slam his face onto the floor, you can ground pound right through him. Seriously, it's as easy as it looks and it's super fun to do. I ended up collecting the King Womp Star at 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Yet again, I tried going for the stupid silly kick strat and I failed miserably. But somehow I ended up on the other side of the mountain and landed on the elevators. After I landed here, I just rode it up and then started going up the pillar. Ew. Instead of using the side flip method, I was just gonna climb up the whole thing? What? Looking back at this gameplay, it's crazy to see how much I've improved in later runs. Anyway, I made it up and collected the star at a time of 10 minutes and 14 seconds. One last star in Womp's Fortress now, and then we move on to Cool Mountain. I hop back into the tree and grab the owl. Time to go flying. Woo! The owl was one of the scariest parts of this whole run, man. Just because of how weird you just flop off when you let go of the A button. After a few minutes, however, I missed the drop again. Wow, and again, and again, and finally! Holy cow! I collected this star at 13 minutes and 35 seconds. And now it's time for Cool Mountain, and then jump off. And kick. And die. Okay, what was supposed to happen there? Well, there's actually a star under the mountain. You can jump off the side and kick just to get a little extra height so you land on this platform right here. Alright, forget this. Let's go sliding. I didn't know how to use the fast strat here, so I just used the secret exit and ran out and yoinked the star with a time of 16 minutes flat. Alright, let's go back for the penguin now. After not being able to grab it for like 17 hours, I just reset and tried to jump off the mountain again. Here we go! On my last life, I headed back in to try one more time and bonked off the mountain. I reset and headed into another run. I really wasn't trying to do any new tricks, I just wanted to get faster at the strats that I already knew. And honestly, I didn't get much done with this run. Having a bit more time to play the game was nice, but there weren't that many improvements. Now in this star, I actually learned how to complete side flips correctly. My problem was that I was just kind of flicking the stick in a weird way and not letting Mario turn all the way around. And if I did, I was mistiming the press. But after a bit of practice on the timing, pillar skip was achieved. The owl. The owl still gave me a lot of trouble in this run. But I ended up getting out of Womp's Fortress with a little bit more knowledge, so that's a plus. Now I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't complete this trick for the rest of the episode. I don't know, man. I just couldn't get the timing down. It just didn't work out. Anyway, after I collected this star, I went back for the baby penguin. Hey, it worked! Kinda. Okay, whatever. We got the star. It all comes down to this. One more mountain jump. One more... Wow. Oh, 2 times now. That sucks. After this run, I just focused on like 2 skip. After a 30-minute break and about 30 minutes of no luck, I got this. I had completed Lakitu skip. After being excited about this for approximately 2 seconds, I started doing runs again, just to improve what I had already learned. In this run, I finally learned how to do mountain skip. If you jumped at the corner here at this angle, you get this. You land right on top of the coins. I was super excited about this trick because it was giving me a little bit of trouble, and I found a decent setup for it. After this, however, I failed the slide 2 times, which finished my final run of the day. To finish off the day, I grinded away at bomb clip, which I found to be the hardest strat at the time. After 15 minutes of struggling, I got this. I have no idea how, but I completed bomb clip. The fact that I completed this trick in day 1 made me super excited for the upcoming runs. So let's go over day 1. I had played for 2 hours, completed Lakitu skip, bomb clip, and mountain skip. All 3 main run attempts ended at Cool Mountain, which is a very good start given the fact that this is my first time playing the game. This is all well and good, but the challenge was really only beginning. So yeah, that wraps it up for the first part of the Super Mario 64 speedrun. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it shows your support and it tells me that you guys are enjoying the content. Also, you could support me in another way by showing this video to your friends. And in the next episode, we're gonna go deeper into day 2, 3, and 4. If you want to know when that comes out, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, and you'll be notified for when it first comes out. Anyways, gamers, that's all for me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, stay safe, gamers.